We have our next guest, and with the Irish boxing theme show today, we have one of Ireland's most popular fighters, one of the best heavyweights in the UK and the world today, former Prizefighter champion, former Commonwealth heavyweight champion. It's a great honor to talk to one of the most charismatic fighters in boxing today, Big Rogie, Martin Rogan. Welcome to ATG Radio, champ. How you doing tonight?
Thank you very much. Thank you, Frank. It's absolutely brilliant. Hello to America. How is all keeping over? I hope you're all well.
Everybody here, it's great to hear you out here. We know over in the UK you're one of the most popular fighters in England and Ireland. You know, the people come out in mobs to come fight. You're the common man. Everybody can relate to you. And I want to get right back into it. You know, the last time we had the opportunity to see you was in your Prizefighter. You know, that was in February. I got to ask you this. What's next with you? You know, there were some reports out there in the media saying, you know, after you fight Audley Harrison in Prizefighter, you were thinking about possibly retiring. Then that you want to fight again. You know, you wanted to step in there to fight Deontay Wilder. What's going on with Big Rogie? You're one of the most exciting heavyweights in boxing, period. What's up next?
Well, at the Prizefighter saga, you know, I got late notice for the Prizefighter. I got a fight in the Odyssey in Belfast, and then I went on the Prizefighter, which only had 3.5 weeks notice, but I was just jumping in the ring and fighting. You know, that's the whole point of being in boxing. If you get the call, you go. I knew Audley was never going to do any damage to me. I already beat him over 12 rounds, and you know, he didn't want to fight even on that fight. He didn't want to fight. And that was saying after Prizefighter, you know, thought that was the end of me and everything else. But you know, a lot of people, you know, can assume all the things they want, but deep down, and to be honest, they have to ask who's in charge of the body, and that's me. And I have a lot of fights that I know I can take, you know, and there's a lot of fights out there. I just need to get, you know, a minute of, I don't have a manager, which I think is a bit of a downfall of myself, that I don't have a manager where I can take a lot of the pressures off and the steams off, Frank, that, you know, I can really get knuckled down and don't worry about the rest of behind me and let the manager deal with it. And unfortunately, I have one. So, with the Tim Wilder, they fight, and I jumped on it right away. I said, certainly I'll fight him. And it was everything was okay. It was all on Friday. They said, right, you're fighting him. And on the Monday, I got the call back to say that I'm taking Audley Harrison instead. And, you know, it's okay having Audley Harrison on your win record for the Tim Wilder, and the best of luck for what he done. He's done a great job on him, and he's a great fighter. But Audley Harrison has been known recently in the past, unfortunately for Audley, he's a nice guy, that, you know, many fights with over 70 seconds or a couple of rounds with him. So it isn't a good call to Tim Wilder. But unfortunately, he doesn't pick the fighters. He only picks the fighters in front of him. And I'm actually back in training now, and I'm hoping to get a big fight again. And as you said, Frank, you know, when I'm at home here in Belfast, when I go into the Odyssey Arena, there's 10,000 people come to watch me because I'm a second fighter. I put everything in the ring. I don't go cagey or anything else. I just go flat to the mat and just give it everything.
And you know, that's why, you know, here in the United States, you know, just an all-around boxing man such as myself, I respect it. I try to find a stream online as soon as possible. You know, you're fighting. And, you know, we're talking about Audley Harrison, you know, in a way, in his welcome in boxing. You know, he comes in, you know, it seems like the Prizefighter series is made for him. But, you know, now he said he retired. 2 weeks later, he comes to retirement. He won one in the Prizefighter. You beat him up for 12 rounds. What about a trilogy? What about a third fight between you and Audley Harrison? Is that likely? And is that you might be interested in?
Frank, I've never, you know, I've already won over 10. I've already won over the longer distance. Next time, you know, if it was to come around, he wouldn't get into the traps at all. You know, I would just mince him up the next time because, you know, obviously coming into that Prizefighter, I've noticed, he came in at 17 stone, so he had to lose a lot of weight in there. I only had 3.5 weeks notice, but I don't cry about that. You know, I'm there to fight. I'm not going to say anything. He's a credit to the sport. He has been a credit to the sport. unfortunately, he falls short of a few things now, and I'm not going to run the guy down. This guy, and I've already fought the guy twice. He's won one. A trilogy would be absolutely fantastic, and never. But there's other fights out there. Derek Chisora has the same fight record as myself. Same record. He's a fighter that I'd like to fight. Derek Chisora. He's already Klitschko and stuff. He gets Klitschko for talk's sake. When my first fight in Prizefighter, Albert Sosnowski, I fought Albert Sosnowski and I tapped him in 3 rounds, and I wasn't even warmed up. It took Klitschko 10 or 11 rounds to up this guy. So there's fights out there, and as I say, I don't have a manager. I'd love to go to America and fight. I'd absolutely love to go to Madison Square Gardens. A few years ago, I was speaking to Bob Arm, and I was supposed to go to the States, and unfortunately I didn't get the call to go out. But I'd love, somebody that's listening on your wonderful station that actually can get me out there, and they'll see a bit of, they'll see the real Cinderella man.
I would, let me tell you something. Rogie, you came to the United States to fight. You come to fight Madison Square Garden. I mean, like I said, the Irish boxing fans are some of the most, passionate fans. Not about boxing fans, period, but they would come out. I mean, they come out to support everybody. You look at guys like Lee, John Duddy, who had set up shop in New York, originally from Ireland, they fight in the United States, often they have, and selling out Madison Square Garden when they. Martin Rogan, you come out here to fight in the United States. I think it would be amazing. Let's even talk about that. There's some American heavyweights. Very much. There's some heavyweights out here. We got it. We love to give you an opportunity to call out some of these guys out there. We got
absolutely. You can get them. Everybody's out there. There's everybody that's out there. I think I'm ranked 45 in the world. And I haven't even got that. I'm living here in Ireland, but you don't have the chances, that you're going to get in America. But the chances that you get in England. There's no promoters here in Ireland. We're just hoping to take the fight on a bill in the UK. And unfortunately, it doesn't happen. So sort of I got a slow started record, but the record stands for itself. And as you say, John Duddy, Andy Lee, just to name a few that have went out there, Coyle, all the rest of the lads that went out to the States. The Irish following out there, such a percentage of the United States. I would love to go out there and fight, the Irish and I actually have family in America, and I love to fight out there in America. Absolutely love it. So if any of the promoters out there is listening, and I'm sure they'll be listening to your station, get on the phone to you and get my number and give me a call, and I'll come out and fight anyone you've got. Absolutely anyone you've got. I'm the only Irish heavyweight. I'm the only Irish heavyweight. I'm the number one here. Number one. And they won't fight me. Half of them won't fight me in the UK because of picking dogs after loads of fights, and they won't fight me. So I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to travel to the United States to do that. And wouldn't it be fantastic to get a chance to fight over there in front of all the American people? Absolutely fantastic.
And I got to ask you this too. You didn't link with him in the media. He went over to England and he knocked out Audley Harrison in 1 round. That's Deontay Wilder. I know he has a fight coming up. He was supposed to come over and fight Chisora. That didn't happen. There's some legal trouble here. But what do you think about Deontay Wilder? I mean, the guy's 28-0, 20 knockouts. What do you see in a guy like that? If you came over here in the States, you put him in his place. What do you see?
Yeah, definitely. It's a team record. He goes a fantastic, absolutely record to read. But I've already said just to fight him, and unfortunately, I don't know what the politics of it were why I didn't get the fight, but they chose Audley Harrison. Maybe they just wanted the easier fight. But I'm about to fight the team when they're drop of a hat. I'll fight him. He doesn't want to fight me. But, for a bit, a guy, I was reading a bit about him that when he didn't get the fight against Chisora there, and he gave up a bit of stink about Frank Warren and stuff. I don't know the politics of what went on with it and stuff, but, it seems to Tim Wilder's up to fight anyone. And he reminds me so much of him. He's up to fight anyone. And that's it. He has a good manager, obviously, to get his fights. So I'd fight anyone, Frank. Anyone at all. If they're prepared to step in with me. And as I say, I'm in training now. I'm out training very, very hard this last 2 years. I've been training hard, and I'm getting myself into great shape. There's no med. The thing is, Frank, and for all the listeners, as well, the boxing fans, for the way their community to know that when you're viewing boxing, a fighter that has little males on his clock, has very, very little males on the clock, very, very little males, and I'm ready to go.
Rogie, I don't want to beat it like a dead horse, man. I want to keep repeating myself. That is why I asked you. You're a true fighter. You're an exciting fighter. I got to ask you another fighter out there. You had fought him in the past. Irish blood, Tyson Fury. I know in the
Yes.
past you spoke about some of his outlandish comments that he makes on Twitter and in videos and interviews and stuff. What are your thoughts on Tyson Fury? Do you think the kid has the goods? Do you think he's a little, a little overboard with some of the things sometimes?
Well, first of all, he needs to, he says about some of the other fighters that he has mentioned, like David Price, different comments that he's made on Twitter. I think it's very childish. I think it's totally unacceptable. I think whoever's in his corner, his manager or co-manager or run assistants, they should be telling him to look, no, he should not be saying these things, and he shouldn't be he's actually turning people against him, but having people support him. He also needs to stop neglecting where he's an English guy, and he's claiming on the back of being Irish. Listen, if I'm born in England, I'm English, and I'll be proud of it. If I'm born in the States, then I'm American, and I'm proud of it. I'm born in Ireland, I'm Irish, and that's the way it is. He needs to actually find where his feet exactly where they are, firmly where they are. The kid's from Manchester, the kid's in English, he has a background. Fair play to you. But don't try and bluff the rest of the world. And bluffing, because they won't accept that. And what he needs to do is be quiet, go out and show his hands, and go out and move and do his boxing and win his fight. And don't insult another fighter like he does prior to the fight and after the fight, and even before he fights. He insults people. It's totally unacceptable. Whenever I fought him, I took the fight now 8 count, and unfortunately, I thought to myself that my corner should never get in prematurely. With seconds left in the round, I was ready to go again. The only person that was scared getting it was Tyson Fury. That's why he went and trained Southpaw to come out and fight me. Also, his groin guard, the safety guard, he had it up at his chest. If you look on YouTube, you'll see it's up around his chest, which is totally unallowed. He should have stepped in to stop it. But on respect to that there, at the end of the day, he won the fight. And he punches hard. But I took the fight to him. I took the fight right at him. And I would love to fight him again. Absolutely love to fight him again. He can't go and change again. And I don't fight Southpaws all the time. Audley Harrison was my first. And I fought the second. Well, Tyson Fury came out and back Southpaw. Not taking away the fact that the kid he's a puncher. And in order to be a good fighter, it doesn't just come down to how good you can punch, or how many people you beat. It comes down to your discipline. It also comes down to treat other people within the sport and other people outside of the sport. And unfortunately, he falls short of all the box ticking.
I enjoyed everything you said right there, man. Rogie, I want to ask you, in the UK, I think it's the hotbed of boxing right now. So many talented fighters, even in Ireland as well. I want to get another thought too. Other thoughts here. There was a little triangle going on a couple months back. Linked to face Roy Jones, then Steve Collins, an Irish fighter as well, coming out of retirement to fight Roy Jones. Steve Collins had mentioned that that fight is potentially going to happen between him and Roy Jones. Sometime in the UK, maybe in the States, maybe in Ireland. What is your thought on that whole situation right there? Steve Collins, Roy Jones, and even yourself a month back.
Well, unfortunately, there's a lot of things you can say. First of all, we're dealing with the first hand is I didn't get in contact with Roy Jones Jr., who's a boxing. He's an absolute great, and he holds his records for the reason of being a great. Steve Collins also is a fantastic fighter who has proved himself again and again through it. When he fought Eubanks and Nigel, he proved himself then. He had nothing to prove then. He has nothing to prove now. There's another guy that went over to the States, and he came back. You know, he contacted me, and I accepted. I said, but no problem, which I would. I was even, I was that much for it that I was actually prepared to get myself down as close to his weight as possible to fight him, so there would not be much of a weight difference. Roy has already proved himself by stepping up a weight and fighting at world heavyweight level and won it. So there's no problem with Roy Jones Jr. making to get the heavyweight, and there's no problem with me losing a lot of pounds to get down. I can do that. The thing in safety, you know, I hope the two of them get in the ring and get out of the ring quite safely. I think, you know, my only worry would be Steve being out of the ring for so many years. That would be a concern for me. I think it'd be a concern for boxing as a whole, because if anything was that, and God forbid that anything was to happen, where would it put boxing? The world, you know, it would be damaging to boxing. So I think there's a lot there at stake. It's not, you know, Roy Jones Jr., 44, still fighting. Vander Holyfield, still fighting. Ralph, still fighting. We've been active. We're staying fighting. We're still in training. But to have such a long period of boxing, you know, it has warning signs all around it. But obviously the fight seems to be going ahead, and the best of luck to both men. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, whatever it seemed to be swaying, Frank, as you say, towards me with Roy Jones, he sent me a tweet. And I also got the contact from someone in Dublin, and Steve Collins immediately, you know, put in saying a low-graded heavyweight, Martin Rogan. There was no need for an immediate insult on myself, because I didn't insult him, and I'm still not insulting him. I'm not going to go down the Tyson Fury route. But that's it is what it is. If people want to see that fight, then obviously they're going to pay money to go and see it. But I hope if he does fight Steve Collins, and I hope the two of them, you know, if he's well and good. But if Roy Jones Jr. decides to come back over here, bring me over to America, and I'll fight him there. Okay. I'll fight him. I'll fight him at the top one. I'll leave it to Tally Klitschko. Tell him to give me 6 weeks. Tell him to give me 6 weeks. None of them ever fought, man. They fought everybody else in the world. I think the Klitschkos are absolutely fantastic fighters. Everybody runs them down. Who else can they fight? They fought everybody else. I think they're great fighters. You know, they are who they are. They are the way they are because they're produced. You know, I've been playing GA. I'm sure you know what GA is, Frank. I think all of us know what GA is, Gilligan Hurling. I've been a former hurler, a former Gaelic footballer. I have massive connections within Croke Park. Croke Park holds 90,000 people. And I know if one of the Klitschkos wants to finish off with their career, they try and finish me off. Then make the arrangement, make the call, and fight in Croke Park. Ireland's biggest ground, the biggest ground within Europe, is Croke Park. So there's a great one there. So one of the Klitschkos can take me up on that.
Oh man, you know what, Rogie, you got balls, man, and I like that, because you know what, that would be my next question. The Klitschko's obviously on the top of the heavyweight division. They got all. And I was going to say, hey, can they be beat? But you just said it. You want to fight. So I would love to see it. Rogie, I would love to see it. If anybody can, you know, what we have Rocky Belt in the States, you know, Cinderella Man. If you got that opportunity, I think you would be Irish Rocky. I think you'd be the Irish Rocky Balboa.
Absolutely. I do it for the whole world, because you know something? The whole world have their eyes firmly up on the Klitschkos. Not for bad reasons, not for bad reasons or any shape of the word. They've got it on for two good reasons. They're great heavyweight champions. They're going to go down in history. They're already making history now. But they've been fighting everybody else in the top 50 and the top 50 in the world heavyweight. I'm in the top 50. They chose Vladimir chose a guy called Mormac, who's a cruiserweight. If they want to see, am I credible enough to fight one of them? And then I will come over and they can pick more man, bring over from France. I'll fight them on their undercard and I'll knock them out. I'll knock them out in one round. And then I will fight the Klitschkos because I'm the only Irish guy, the only Irish heavyweight there is, and I'm not getting a chance. I deserve a chance. I deserve a chance to get a shot at the title. I'm entitled to that. And I'll prove something that they can be beat.
I say, like, give Martin Rogan a shot. My main man, my new best pal, Martin Rogan, wants to fight any and everybody. And guess what? I'm going to get a petition. I'm going to start like a petition. I'm going to start talking to a lot of these promoters, whether it's on the radio show or off the line. And I'm going to say, hey, you guys got a heavyweight here in the state that you think is any good? Martin Rogan wants to fight him. Bring Rogie over to the state. Martin, this radio show is dedicated to Irish boxing, where, you know, you're one of the most powerful fighter. You're the best heavyweight in Ireland. Give me a couple words about the Irish fans and the Irish fighters, past, present, and future.
The Irish fans?
Everything about Irish fighting, Irish boxing.
Everything about Irish fighting, everything about Irish fighting is what it is. We've fought all our lives. We've fought our lives to get out of poverty. We've fought our lives to get out of war. We've fought our lives to get out of everything there possibly is. We're one of the smallest nations in the world. We're covered in green. I'm looking out the back of my home now. It's just pure green. I wonder why it's all this green. This is why, because I'm looking out and it's an absolutely beautiful evening with the sun shining. You couldn't place your place in the world in Ireland, you know. And if we had the beautiful weather, everybody would be flocking here. But I do a lot of work cross community. I do here in north of Ireland, and between I do an awful lot of work. And you know something? The people here are absolutely beautiful. I work with two over from America, keep them coming over from Germany, and you know they make their remarks. You've just asked me the question of why is it? And you know, whenever they come over, one of the questions they always say is, "Why are you so nice?" Because there's no reason to be that. You know, and everybody in the world makes all of that. You know, there's very few people I meet that are nice. But you know something? We have great fans because we're so small, we're active together, that whenever we're going to do something in the boxing ring, well, I'd rather get behind them so as we actually get somewhere. Boxing's been one of our, you know, we emigrated from here to the States, and thankfully we get in, and thankfully we made ourselves, the American people made us more and more welcome, you know, over years ago. We've been doing that. We're still doing it now. We're still traveling to America. We're still doing the things we do. We still put on the best fights. Some people say we actually replicate the Mexican way of fighting, you know. But we have our own way. We're fighters. We're strong. We're strong within. We've got a good heart. We've got a good heart of fighting. And we're going easy. So it makes it all the better. Plus the fact we're green. Yeah, we're green. That's us. We love the world, and the world loves us.
You said it right there, Rogie. That you guys, listen, the Irish are the toughest guys in the world. Look, there's always a big argument. Who's tougher, the Irish or the Mexicans in boxing? I got to go with the Irish. You guys are crazy when it comes to fighting. You guys, I think, invented fighting, fist fighting.
Oh yes, exactly. Surely we did. We brought in the bare knuckle fight. We brought fighting to America. So we did. We brought the boxing. We brought the real fights to America, and we're still fighting. And here, and all these guys out there just listening to this review station, get on the phone to and ring him and tell him, Frank, get this guy over to America. This guy's got charisma. He's got something. He can fight, and he hasn't even trained properly. But around, this is 2015, Frank. Make no mistake about this. This is going to be the biggest stamp that I made in boxing. I started boxing in 1990, on to the year 2000. I started boxing. Never put on a pair of gloves in my life. I've been boxing just over 12 and a half years now, 13 years. And in that there, I had amateur fights, 2 All-Ireland titles, 2 Ulster titles. I then turned professional when everybody else said, don't do it. It's too hard. It's too hard. I went in level. I turned professional. and I started whooping all around me. And I won the Prizefighter. I knocked out some of the biggest guys there was. Every fight that I've had I've never had a hand-pick fight. Every person they said fight, I fought them. Matt Skelton was one of the guys that I fought in the Commonwealth games. Never knocked down or knocked. I knocked him out in 11 rounds. I stood toe-to-toe with him. Audley Harrison, 30 rounds, he's got great range. He's a southpaw. You've never fought a southpaw. I says, I'll beat him. And I'm still winning. I've still got the cups. I've still got the trophies. And I'm still going. I'm finished.
And we're gonna do the best we can to Martin Rogan to the United States. If you're not following Martin Rogan, you can follow him at Big Rogie, BIGROGIE. Champ, appreciate you joining us today. I enjoyed it. I don't know, man, I'm inspired. I don't know, maybe I'm thinking about coming out, becoming a fighter, man. Inspired by my main man, Martin Rogan. But Champ, as soon as we find out what's up next, man, we can work on something of getting you out here to the United States.
Most definitely, Frank.
We would love to have you back on the show to talk about it.
Yes, definitely. By all means. America, I love you. Ireland loves you. You know you're a great nation. We're a great nation too, and I'll be there soon. Frank, thank you very, very much for your time on the show. And I love everybody that's going to listen to it. I hope you all enjoy the crack. So for me, slam. Bye.
God bless you, champ. We appreciate it, Rogie. Thank you.
God bless.